who want to be candidate in for the election, council election, legislative election, why not presidential election? And they are obliged to be a militant or a member of a political party. This is something that an obstacle that limits the participation of women in political sphere. So the problem is how to advocate and to lobby for the reform of all those instruments that limit the political participation of women. So for now, and how to bring women that are already in the parliament to understand that they have to see the laws, the project of laws with gender lenses. That means when a project arrives, they have to see if men and women, girls and boys are equally served, are equally represented in the law before they vote them. This law, that is why our job as civil society is to bring those parliament women to understand the sense and the goal of their presence in that sphere, to influence the laws and to influence the new code to make it reflect effectively the needs of women in the society.
I just want to add something which was Justin has just said. We had the opportunity in the course of the program to meet a lady who was campaigning for the election, and we had a lot of very important questions was put to her, how to do lobbying, for example. And it is not easy. One doesn't become a leader in one day. It takes time, and one has to get the qualities of a leader. What are the characteristics of a leader? How somebody has to be patient, to listen. And I think this program has given us a very good opportunity to discuss what are the qualities which we may have in us, but we didn't know whether it was a good character in us, and how to develop, how to enhance those characteristics to make all of us good leaders in our respective country.
Okay. So I have two more questions. The first one is that a number of writers and people who are in the development sphere talk about the important role that women play in increasing the income levels and the standard of living in their countries when they are empowered. Can any of you speak to that from personal experience, where empowering women has led to improved standards of living, or do you see that as an important point?
I want to add, from my experience, from my country, I come from a very small island where there is only 1.2 million of inhabitants, and it is considered in Africa to be one of the developing countries. And I would say we are going in the process of industrialization, and if no women had been going out from their home to work, our economy wouldn't have reached what we are today, and would never have been called a developing country. And I would say that women has a great role to play in an economy, and more than a man, I would say, because a woman, she leaves her home in the morning. She has to prepare the food for the children, for the family, to look after the house, to look after the husband, and to do the job. And I would say bravo to those women, and without them the world cannot go further, because we shouldn't lose the track that women are more representative in most African countries. Therefore, if all the women stays at home and just cook the food and look after the children, the country will not progress economically. Therefore, women and men has to work hand in hand for the economy and for the country to advance further.
My sister from Togo was emphasizing the fact that, it's Maître Alessi, that in a country like Togo, the women were, at the start of the independence, the richest persons in the country, because they're the ones who were going out, being traders, and coming back so rich that they were called the Nana Bands, meaning the women with Mercedes. because they're the ones who really wanted to show their power. But unfortunately, that power didn't translate into political power. And it's the case in all of our countries, where the women really are the pathfinders, the groundbreakers. In my country, Senegal, the women were the first to go outside, to go to foreign countries, as far as China, Dubai, very far away countries. They don't speak the language, they're illiterate, but still they have the courage and the audacity to go and be traders and come back, sell goods and all that. So in all of our countries, the informal business sector is led by women who are economically, if they were just let alone, or if the political system helped them and the laws didn't hamper them, they could really develop the country. But we have laws that really put women behind when we just want to get ahead. And like my friend Gayatri was saying, and my sister Musine Natu from Togo and all these other countries, economically, women can be very strong, and they do take very important initiatives.
So the Obama administration has put Hillary Clinton in charge of the State Department. I believe you all got a chance to meet her briefly during your trip to DC. And she has made gender issues a very important part of her agenda. Do you think, how do you think that partnerships with the United States will be important to you? And what would you like to see the work between the U.S. State Department and under Hillary Clinton's leadership be with your countries?
I believe that the President Obama, he has put women first in his agenda with regard to international relations, and this is very good. As I said earlier, whatever the problem women are facing here in America, are the same problem which women are facing in Africa. Therefore, I believe that with the support of the state here, we are going to advance much further in the sense that we can share our opinion and share our good practices. And I believe firmly that this is going to enhance more women all over the island, because we shouldn't forget that the whole world is a village, and we have to support each other by the communication which we have beforehand.
I just want to say that at the follow of my sister Gateway, that partnership between U.S. Department and each of our countries is very strong. It is you can see in all countries we have U.S. embassy, and each of us in this program have very good links of partnership between this embassy and our organization, our NGO. And with the nomination of Mrs. Melan Wever at the secretary, I think, itinerant ambassador of women in the world, I think this is a very good thing, and which will reinforce partnership between all USA entities and the NGO in Africa.
You know, I just want to add that when I arrived here in Iowa, I saw a newsletter on which they wrote the new gender agenda of Obama's administration. That means I'm correct with you to believe that there's really a new agenda, and to notice also that we are the group that have been honored to be invited at the dinner offered by the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, and we are so glad to have made some pictures with her. And I just want to add also that our network is placed under the institutional caution, the caution of the Department of State. So the Department of State is our real partner in this action, and we know that that network through the embassies of all our countries will do very great things to increase the women political and development of women in Africa.
Okay, thank you. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming into the studio with us. CIVIC is very honored to have you here, and I want to thank all of you for coming and spending time with us in Iowa and sharing your stories. I know that with the leadership of people like you, the world will truly be a better place. And as we were discussing yesterday, I think if we put you all in charge of everything, then the problems would be solved in maybe 10 days, and then we could all have a big party. So thank you again, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you to Iowa City.